Bitcoin has a fixed supply, and that's the whole principle of it. The fact that it has a fixed supply, that it can't be, you can't create more of it, means that every time someone wants a piece of it, it goes up in value because you can't print another
And not
piece.
only that, there's already Bitcoins that's lost.
Yeah,
and
so
that increases the available supply.
Absolutely,
even more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the total supply of Bitcoin, they say, is 21 million.
Yeah.
But what people don't often know is that it's divisible. So yes, it's 21 million Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, if you take one Bitcoin, it's a little bit like a dollar. Yes, there are, let's say, you've got $1, but $1 is 100 cents. So you could have 1 cent, 2 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, a quarter, whatever it is. It's the same with Bitcoin. You don't need to have one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is like $1, but then it goes, instead of going down into cents, which is from, cent, 100.
Second decimal. Yeah.
Instead of second decimal place, I think it goes to 7 decimal places. But someone will correct me surely if I'm wrong. But if you go to 7 decimal places, it means one Bitcoin is the equivalent of 1 million, what they call, instead of cents, they call it a Satoshi, or a sat, if you like. So you could have one sat, which would be 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin. Today, it doesn't sound like a lot. But if Bitcoin does reach these targets of 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, whatever it might be 100 years from now, one sat will be valuable.
Yes.
So that's the...
And just expanding on exactly what we're saying here is, at the end of the day, right, the strength of any form of value that can be quickly exchanged, because you also mentioned, and you touched on a lot of things there where, it's a store of value, and just as a fixed asset, or like a house or a piece of land or gold,
a house, absolutely,
is also a store of value. The difference is it's well, in the case of gold, it's not convenient to move it around. And there's the divisibility of it, I think, plays a role. So if I've got a chunk of gold that's like this, but I only need a water, I'm not going to give you this whole piece of gold, because with this I can buy 4 cars, for example, right? And so then you've got this inconvenience, let's call it, this rigidity, where money, the strength of what's useful about money is that it is quickly exchanged, very liquid. And so that's what Bitcoin is. It is also quickly, it's a store of value that is finite in supply and can be changed, can be exchanged very quickly and the underlying thing here is, what is the value of the different, what is the market defines what the price of whatever it is that you want to buy costs. At the end of the day,
based on demand,
then macroeconomics come into play here. So it's demand, supply on whatever it is that you want to buy. How difficult it is to produce. How difficult is it to produce? How hard is it to these signs, whatever they cost. I can't remember what they cost, but there is a certain level of effort, the material that comes into this thing,
production value,
the cost of producing that is what counts.
The efficiency of the product,
and all of those
exactly,
things the quality, exactly, and the comparing products and competition. How many people are creating this product? The limitation. And so these are the things that define
how the limited supply of something makes it attractive, and also, I mean, that's the premise of gold or diamonds. Although with diamonds, it's a different story, because now they can be printed.
You can create diamonds with compressing carbon, whatever. But
it's true. It's the finite supply, the limited supply of something is important, and that's so. Currencies are unlimited in supply because we can print them. So therefore, their value is what we talked about, dilution of currencies. So we know that if we're working backwards, currencies are eventually going to just keep moving in the direction they have towards zero. And when I say towards zero, today we're used to paying for a mobile phone, let's say a good one or reasonable one, 500 euros, for example. In 10 years, that same mobile phone is going to be 5,000 euros. It's not because the phone has become that much better. It's just simply your euros will be worth less. So, and people need to prepare for this. They don't think, it's 500 euros now. Phones are going to get cheaper as we go on. No, they're not. The phones themselves, manufacturing and everything will get better. They're not getting cheaper relative to your currency. So prepare in 10 years to pay for houses. If you're buying a house today for 150, 200,000 euros, in 10 years or 15 years, you're going to be paying $500,000 for that house. And it's everything is going to go up. Your groceries, like you said, your snack, your whatever. When you go and eat your fish and chips was £1 or €1 when I was buying it as a kid. Now it's like 10, 12 euros.
Yes.
So just prepare for everything to go up in the same way. That's the fact that's happening to in currency denomination. So you said, why the Bitcoin? And the best way to compare it is, like you said, to gold. Carry a bar of gold, you mentioned. You can't. I mean, you can't walk through an airport if you want to move you've saved your money up in gold and you're living in. When I was in Lebanon and I had to, leave Lebanon because the money I had in the banks was closed. If I had it in gold, it wouldn't have helped me much. If I had bars of gold in my, in my safe, and I'm just traveling through the airport with bars of gold on me, they'll be confiscated. I can't move that value.
100%. Thank you for watching that short. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to watch the full episode, it's available over here. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new content, and follow us on Spotify. It helps the algorithm.